Guenther Steiner believes that Toto Wolff should seriously consider making Max Verstappen the lead driver for Mercedes in 2026, replacing either George Russell or Kimi Antonelli. With Kimi set to debut next year as a rookie and George Russell yet to consistently deliver for Mercedes, Steiner suggests that signing Verstappen would be the smarter move to secure the team's future success. With Lewis Hamilton leaving Mercedes to join Ferrari next year, the team is bracing for significant changes, particularly with both drivers being relatively young. However, this shift is just one of the challenges facing Mercedes. Even with Hamilton on board, the team has struggled to secure a championship since 2021, while Red Bull has dominated the sport, also winning 7 out of the first 10 races this year. A remarkable achievement. Red Bull's decline can be attributed to several sudden changes and technical issues. Adrian Newey, who dedicated 20 years to the team as chief technical officer, has stepped down. Additionally, the team's sporting director, Jonathan Wheatley, is moving to Audi as their team principal, and chief strategist Will Courtney is set to join McLaren. With these departures, it's uncertain whether Verstappen will remain at Red Bull, especially considering the reported tensions between his father, Jos Verstappen, and team principal Christian Horner. There's a significant opportunity for Toto Wolff to consider signing Max Verstappen, as highlighted by Guenther Steiner, who stated, "You need to see the glass half full here. It's a good position. It will be a tough decision to make, but it's a good decision. You have a choice, and have got now a year where you can test out Kimi Antonelli, how he compares to George, and we know how good Max is. So it depends a little bit on how they do, and in the end, he can make a decision what he does." Reflecting on George Russell's performance over his 3 years with Mercedes, Steiner acknowledged the investment the team has made in his development, but noted, obviously, they put a lot into George and his development. But now George has a few years at Mercedes, so if you have to let him go, you have to let him go. Same with Kimi. They put a lot into it. But if he's not up to it, it's better to let him go now than after 3 years of unsuccessful seasons. So I think he's in a very good position. Maybe not a nice position, but for the team, you cannot have any better. You have the pick of the litter. Steiner's comments clearly indicate his dissatisfaction with Russell's performance. However, Toto Wolff has made it clear that they are not actively pursuing Verstappen for the 2025 season. He remarked, "We're sitting back. I think I've expressed it before, and we have a similar view also from Max's side. You've got to put faith in your drivers or in your team." Wolff dismissed the rumors about Verstappen joining Mercedes, emphasizing that flirting outside the team is not a good thing. He explained, "You need to give it the maximum support you can to make it a success. And only if things go really wrong, you will consider other opportunities. For me, it's like flirting outside whilst you're making your relationship work. It doesn't work, I'm not flirting outside. Only if I want to have a change or consider a change, I would seek a conversation." And it is the same on his side. We're pretty aligned in our values on that, I think. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of Lewis Hamilton's departure. For over a decade, Hamilton has been the face of Mercedes, leading them to multiple championships and a legacy that's hard to match. His exit is not just about losing a driver, it's about losing a cornerstone of the team's identity. Hamilton's experience, skill, and charisma brought immense value, not just on the track, but also in fostering a winning culture within the team. As he heads to Ferrari, it opens up a massive void. Mercedes will need to redefine its leadership dynamic and find a new direction to maintain its competitive edge. With both Kimi Antonelli and George Russell being relatively young, the pressure is on them to step up and fill those big shoes. This transition could lead to a period of instability for Mercedes, especially if the new lineup doesn't gel quickly. The team must adapt swiftly to ensure they remain a force in Formula One, especially with rivals like Red Bull, McLaren, and Ferrari gearing up to take full advantage of any weaknesses. Kimi Antonelli's debut in 2025 adds a layer of intrigue to the Mercedes lineup. As a rookie, the pressure on him will be immense. However, his track record in junior categories indicates he has the talent and potential to succeed at the highest level. But the transition to F1 is never easy, and he'll need time to acclimate to the demands of a top team. Steiner's comments about Antonelli highlight the importance of this year for him. It's a chance for Mercedes to evaluate not just his driving abilities, but also his compatibility with the team's culture and the technical aspects of the car. The last thing they want is to rush a young talent into a pressure cooker environment without ensuring he's ready to handle the heat. While Russell has experience under his belt, Antonelli brings a fresh perspective and energy that could invigorate the team. It's a classic case of youth versus experience. If Antonelli can impress during the 2025 season, he could very well secure a long-term seat at Mercedes, especially if the team decides to part ways with Russell. George Russell has been with Mercedes long enough to understand the expectations that come with wearing that silver star. Despite showing flashes of brilliance, there's a growing concern that he hasn't been able to consistently deliver results that match the team's ambitions. The weight of his underperformance is even more pronounced now that Hamilton is leaving. This is Russell's chance to step up as a lead driver, but with Kimi Antonelli breathing down his neck, the pressure is mounting. If Russell can't rise to the occasion, he risks being the odd man out when the time comes to make tough decisions. Steiner's remarks serve as a wake-up call. If Russell doesn't demonstrate significant improvement in 2025, the team might see Antonelli as the better option. The stakes couldn't be higher, and Russell must leverage his experience to not only secure his position, but to prove he can be a front-runner for Mercedes. Mercedes is facing one of its most critical transitional periods in years. With Lewis Hamilton leaving and both George Russell and Kimi Antonelli needing to prove themselves, the team's 2025 strategy will be key to determining its future success. For Mercedes, the first priority is ensuring their car development is on point. Over the past few seasons, the team has struggled to match the dominance of Red Bull, and now they must make significant improvements to their 2025 car to remain competitive. The engineering and technical teams need to focus on innovation, ensuring that the car can compete with Red Bull's formidable pace. Another major focus for Mercedes must be fostering a positive team environment. With Antonelli set to debut and Russell under pressure to deliver, Toto Wolff's leadership will be more critical than ever. Both drivers need to feel supported and confident in their roles, particularly as they adapt to the changes in the team dynamic following Hamilton's departure. This period will test Mercedes' resilience, but with the right focus on car performance and team culture, they have the potential to remain at the top of the grid. Meanwhile, Red Bull is not sitting idle. They have been dominating the sport for the past few years, and their momentum shows no signs of slowing down. With Verstappen at the helm, they've created a powerhouse that other teams are struggling to match. Mercedes will need to find a way to close that gap quickly, or risk falling further behind. If Wolff is serious about considering Verstappen, the pressure is on for Mercedes to present a competitive package that could entice him. The allure of joining a team that is not only competitive, but also has a rich history like Mercedes could be hard to resist, especially if things begin to falter for him at Red Bull. Ultimately, the upcoming seasons will be pivotal for all involved. Will Mercedes adapt quickly enough to stay relevant, or will they become a footnote in the history of F1 dominance? The clock is ticking, and the decisions made now will shape the trajectory of the team for years to come. As we look ahead to the 2025 season, the future of Mercedes is shrouded in uncertainty and excitement. Will they find a way to bounce back from recent struggles and secure their position at the top of the grid? Can Kimi Antonelli prove to be the star of tomorrow? Or will George Russell rise to the occasion? And what about the potential signing of Max Verstappen? These are questions that will keep fans on the edge of their seats as the season unfolds. We want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Verstappen would be a good fit for Mercedes? Can Antonelli live up to the hype? Drop your comments below, and let's discuss. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on all the latest F1 news and analysis, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.